path there. There are guys riding a bicycle. I didn't know there was a bike path.
I think a lot of people feel this, is that your senses change. And it's not just for making hay, it's working any heavy, complex machinery. As you're on the equipment for hour after hour, you really tune into the particular sounds and the sights and the smells. It's all the senses, the feel of the vibration of the equipment, and you can tell when any little thing is changed in the operation of that equipment. It's like hunting when you sit someplace for a half an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours. Your senses open up and you start to see and feel and hear things.
That's exactly the way it is. That's exactly the way it is with truck driving. I was going to buy her truck, but she didn't want the price. But the point is, I know the quirks about this truck now. Anyways, the trucking industry is bad. Everybody's coming. There's foreigners left and right that are given government grants, and they're all coming to America not to be an American, but they're coming to America to say, hey, what can we take from your house and bring back home? Because these people are not coming here to buy houses, raise families to go to college. No. Most of them are coming to get whatever they can. Get that American dream. The only problem is the American dream is slipped away, has slipped away, even for the American that was born here. The American dream is pretty much gone. The American dream was back in the day. The husband would work and the wife would stay home and take care of the kids and, leave it to Beaver, 1950s. Okay? That's gone.
What a great day.
Two people work now and barely make ends meet. They can make ends meet if they have halfway decent jobs, but vacations, that's kind of a myth. Unless you put it on your credit card and pay the minimum balance. But I mean, it's two people work now. See you next time. So anyways, just a few acres. I like that. Anyways, so yeah, that's it. Man, I don't want to get too much political. My viewpoints are only my viewpoints. But yeah, there's things happening that we've never seen in history before. I'll say about the election with Trump. I'll say whatever happened can happen again, and there's nobody that can stop anything from anybody. God's will is this. No man can stop it. That's why even in the New Testament, when the chief priests and stuff came to the big officials, and they said, let's stop them, these Christians, let's stop them. And the one guy said, no, because if it's God's will, you can't. I mean, that's the end of story. If it's God's will, you can't stop. Okay? But if it's not God's will, he said, there's other people that have had followers, but it faded away after a while. Well, that was 2,000 years ago. Actually, 2023 years ago. And look at Christianity today. I mean, it's like one of the biggest religions in the world. So either there's a bunch of nutcases that believe in Jesus and God, or I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like Muslims. There's a bunch of Muslims out there. Okay, nobody knows what religion is what. We all just have our own belief. Some people don't believe anything at all except for themselves. Anyway, you get me to talking, man, I'll just talk your ear off. But anyways, I'm just sitting here and waiting for my load. Mission tortillas, is that what I said? I got tortilla chips from Indiana down to Orlando, Lakeland, Florida. Then I got to take something back, and then I got to grab some more stuff again from the same place and bring them back again. So it makes you wonder. Almost like a dedicated. I'm not really into dedicated. But yeah, I gotta do my recap hours, and I'm not sure exactly how to do that. That's gonna be fun. But if you don't have let me say this, if you don't have a higher power, I kind of feel sorry for you 45 minutes is how long I've let the truck run to charge the batteries. If you don't have a higher power, you depend on yourself. And if you depend on yourself as a human, you only got about 80, maybe 100 years on this planet. That's it. Over. Done for. But if there's a possibility of an after, great. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Don't know what it is. But, yeah, I can't depend on myself. I depend on myself. Look where I've ended up. Jail, drunk, drugs. Terrible, man. I am not a good role model. Far from it. I do wrong according to God and according to man. So, I mean, I'm a failure, you know, but I sat there and said, self, I said, we're not going to do that no more. We're going to put it in somebody else's hands. After 40, 50 years, I think I learned my lesson a little bit. So now I got it in somebody else's hands. And things are turned around. Things are totally turned around. Now, to go out like my denomination said when we were young, go out and, like God said, spread the word, you know, and all this stuff. Well, that's not for everybody. Not everybody's a minister. Not everybody's a layman, you know. Not everybody can go to college because you need some people to build the colleges. You need some people to build the vehicles to get to the colleges. You need some people to work in the food industry to go to, so you can go to the grocery store and get food. So not everybody can be one thing. But anyways. There was a girl on YouTube one time when I was flipping through. Little Asian girl. And I looked at the views and it was like millions. And I clicked on it. And this little Asian girl just sits in front of her computer. You know, it's not before GoPros, but she had the computer with the camera. And she just looked at the camera. And millions of people were fascinated by that. Humans are quite unique. Anyways, I'm going to throw this out there. Anybody on political side or whatever I mentioned, it's just my opinion, man. And my opinions are like, whatever, right? Anyways. Life goes on. Yeah, that's it. Okay, I'm going to put out 2 videos because I got one of driving yesterday. I think I saw an accident. I'm not sure. Oh, that's another thing too. Oh my goodness, I tell you, these trucking companies, they want to make money. And so they'll hire these, I'm going to say it again, foreigners. Okay, a lot of them never even drove a vehicle, let alone an 80,000 pound vehicle. And so you're saving money because these people don't want that much money. They send it back home, but the point is, their experience is not that great. And I have a lady friend from Ethiopia, and she agrees with me. Okay? So it's not just my opinion. There's other people out there too. But, I mean, you can't find parking anymore at truck stops. You can't find parking anymore at rest areas. You look at the on-ramps and off-ramps around this country. There's trucks every night loaded up. Look at me. I have to find a parking lot. That's not even, it's just some company, I don't know whose it is, but I mean, there's just too many trucks, and yet they still say we need more drivers. The thinking behind this, hypothetically, is, if that word's correct, the thing behind this theory is that we need more drivers is, I want what I want when I want it. Whoa, well, you want something today? Yeah, you can have it today or tomorrow. But we need more drivers. Oh, well, now you got more drivers, but there's not all the loads because that person only wanted what he wanted when he wanted it just yesterday or tomorrow, whatever. So the point is, we're getting a lot of drivers that can give you a load, but then they have to sit for a couple days because there's not another load in your area. So a lot of these new drivers are getting these trucks, working for companies, mainly work for a company, but a lot of the new drivers are getting out there and they're finding that there's not a lot of money. And it's because you don't have the loads. A lot of brokers are still getting the money from the companies to ship, but they're not putting it out there because there's 100 trucks that are bidding for the same load, and these brokers know it. It's been going on for a couple years now, ever since the pandemic. And it was real bad at one time during the pandemic, and the government had to step in and say, hey, you have to pay these trucks because we have no trucks bringing stuff. You did not have shelves that were empty because of truck drivers. You had shelves that were empty because of the big system. Okay, there was trucks that I know of that were lined on the western seaboard waiting for the containers. The container people didn't want to load them. I didn't know I didn't know the shipping over there was 8 hours a day. I thought it was 24 hours a day. Nope. And so that's what I learned. I learned that the government stepped in and said, you got to start working double shifts, second shift. Anyways, yeah, you had all these drivers lined up waiting for containers. They did not put containers on them, but yet the people at the stores were saying, hold it, we don't have nothing. Well, it's not the trucker's fault. We're here. We want the load. It's like today. It's like last night. I pulled up to